have some older video clips that I have sound recorded already, and hopefully I may not touch on everything here because I might have already said some of that in the other clips. But basically we have the player Stratocaster. This is the Fender made in Mexico version with a mostly satin neck and a maple fretboard instead of the darker wood. I looked it up. This originally, I think I said in another video that they came with a black pickguard, I thought, and I was correct. It turns out this was actually a humbucker model originally, and somebody went ahead and swapped that out for hotter pickups or whatever, so I talk about that a little bit. But if you're not familiar with a Strat or a player Strat or whatever, you have your exhaust port, output jack, you have your strap holders, you have your volume and tone knobs. This tone knob deals with this pickup, and this one deals with the other. This 5-way selector switch that puts you into upper bridge position, 4, 5, 4, 3 middle, 2 back here, and then 1. And that's, sorry, I said bridge, didn't I? I meant neck and bridge. Neck and bridge, and then here, this is your bridge. So this is your bridge pickup. A lot of people will say that the maple necks are a little brighter than the rosewood or the other darker woods. And some people will say that will really augment like a 50s sounding pickup, whereas like the 60s sounding pickup, the dark wood kind of came in around the same time, so a lot of people kind of associate them together. These pickups, I think, sound very 50s. I don't know if the audio will really be able to reflect that, but I don't know what they were attempting to achieve, but I think that's the sound that they ended up coming up with. And this neck is, I think, called a modern C. The thickness and the radius and all that. I had a Telecaster. I was going to do that video first, and then I ended up deciding to do this video first because I referenced this guitar in the previous video that I ended up putting out last week or whatever. And so the big difference, the Telecaster is a slightly older model, and it does have even less gloss on it than this, which I prefer. I don't know if they seem to be adding more and more lacquer as they go and more gloppy gloss, and it makes it a lot stickier and harder to slide a lot. The player, a lot of people complain. I mean, the player, I think it's a little bit denser of a wood. It's a pretty heavy guitar for a Strat, but not quite some of the Telecasters. I don't know, like I said, I don't know if they're kind of phasing out the more satin finish to try and force you to buy more custom guitars or not. But it seems like I like some of the older ones. But a lot of people complain about the player ones because the wood is denser, so they say they don't have the same kind of vibration, resonance, or whatever when they play it. But a lot of people say they don't care. They like it for a modifying platform to do like what has been done here with the alternate pickups and things. Obviously, I got it mostly because I thought it was a really pretty color. This is, again, not the standard pickguard. It was a black one. And the flame top, very reminiscent of course. I think Gibson really kind of introduced the flame top, and Fender's kind of copying it there. But this is the cherry burst or whatever, so I don't think they did a terrible job. The back's a little more nondescript. And, of course, you have the skunk stripe. The older Fenders, your truss rod adjustment is not up here, it's under here, and you have to take off the neck to adjust it. So that's a more modern feature. They put locking tuners on this one. I don't think any players come standard with locking tuners, but I could be wrong. It has this kind of odd plastic string tree that I don't think is original, but don't quote me on that. Dot inlays, just standard neck pattern. With your 21 frets, or is that 22 frets instead of 21? I don't know. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So you get that extra fret. So the older models, I can show you. Less expensive if you haven't seen one before. If I can get the guitar to cooperate. So you see you have one less fret wire here on the Squire Strat, for example. Sorry about that, but for those who don't know, and yeah, I don't know like what else needs to be run through. Obviously these things can be adjusted. You run your strings through the body and out through here, and then you do your intonation and whatnot. There, if you don't know how to do that, you can have a professional do it for you. The fret ends on this one are pretty good. I don't know if they did this at the store or if it just came out of the box like that. Some of the made in Mexico ones, it's kind of hit or miss, but nowhere near as bad as a lot of the Squire ones. A lot of Squire necks are just know you'll probably have to drop an extra $100 to have your fret wires filed down so they're comfortable and not really jagged or pointy and sharp. Whereas the Player series, like I said, a little better quality, a little upgrade. I guess these are considered like semi-pro or intermediary, no, but like I said, I'm not so sure that if you're playing a lot and touring or whatever, that this wouldn't be a functional instrument for you. Just depends again on what sound you're looking for. If you're looking for modifications, that kind of thing. These have been around for a while and they're not phased out yet, and they have upgraded models from this and whatnot. But I thought I would include this video, even though most people are probably already familiar with the Player series if they've been around Fender guitars for the last 10 years or whatever. But hey, that's entertainment. Okay, so this baby in all its reddish beauty glory, the volume knob does not go down. I put it all the way down and that is the lowest volume. So I don't know what happened to this. I have to get it looked at because I'm pretty sure when you turn the volume off, you shouldn't be hearing noise. So this is top setting. This sounds really. I tuned it before I tuned the other one, so it might have gone out of tune already. And the next setting down, the one I would probably use a lot. Mellow bass, right? At first I was worried because the pickups are kind of rockered, but I guess that's intentional because this is super low on this side and this is super low on this side, so they're staggered, and then this one, I guess that's normal, but I just don't know about this volume. Obviously easier for me to play than the Jazzmaster. As far as sliding up and down and getting a whole lot of bass note. So pretty damn loud guitar. I to make it not noise. That's at 0, which is supposed to be 0. Don't know what's that all about. Unless somebody has some information for me that no, Fenders are meant to just play on their own out of the box without you even touching it. What are you doing touching it? Just and once again, that song I was going to record. Okay, so the whammy bar that was supposed to come, both of the videos have been with this one again, by the way. The whammy bar that was supposed to come with this looks like a dog chewed the plastic, so I thought I could swap out this whammy bar with the Squire whammy bar, but of course they're two different diameters, so that won't work. So trying to play this song without a whammy bar is kind of silly. But of course, if I was making a guitar instruction video, I would explain that apart from, Hendrix and Van Halen, almost nobody has used a whammy bar since 1965 anyway. I mean, some psychedelic rock, a lot of surf rock, a lot of the metal dudes will do, slide tricks and other kind of tricks, but the whammy bar itself more of a novelty now than an essential piece. This if I had the other guitar, I can push down on the knob. There's kind of a post that sticks up, and without even having the whammy bar, I can push that and it will tweak the bridge enough that I can make the rear noise. This one, since it's an inset, a hole basically, I can't do that without inserting the gizmo, and I'm just not going to bother with the gizmo. Okay, so the last time I tried to record with this guitar, as you recall, June 24th-ish, the volume would not go down. Like, that was the lowest setting. So now the volume will go off. So it's a lot less hot, but it's also, like, not enough hot now. I'm having... It's a little sharper than, I don't know. I remember playing it and being like, oh, it sounds kind of nice. And now I'm kind of like, these aren't the pickups I would have chosen, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. But I didn't have a choice because, like I said, I think that Guitar Center used this as a practice instrument to do a modification with and put in more expensive pickups than I really need or whatever. But this doesn't have the push-pull switch, so when I go to the bottom, it's really sharp now. Because again, I can't switch from that pickup to that pickup like I'm used to with the other. So in the jazzy down position, it sounds pretty good, but in the bottom position, it's really grating. Yeah. See, but from the middle to the jazzier position, night and day, right? But this is where the buzzy fretboard problem was happening, and it's not, like I said, when you play a chord, you don't hear it at all. But do you think you can hear that? There you go. I don't remember any of that buzzy buzziness being there before. So, did I get my money's worth in this repair? I don't know.